Hello, today I'm going to be doing a couple examples. I'm going to be doing one example, solving a radical problem, and the other problem will be a quadratic word problem slash maximization problem. So first up, we have this problem here. The square root of 3 plus 4x minus 2 equals the square root of x. So we want to get rid of these square roots. So we can start by squaring each side. So squaring this, I'm just going to rewrite this because it's a common mistake to just square 3 plus 4x sorry. It's a common mistake to just square each of these, so then you'd get 3 plus 4x plus 4, but that would be incorrect because you're missing another term. So this is the same as saying 3 plus 4x minus 2 times the same thing, so 3 plus 4x minus 2, and that equals the square root of x squared, which would just be x. And now we're going to distribute these out. So the square root of 3 plus 4x times the square root of 3 plus 4x would just be 3 plus 4x, and then square root of 3 plus 4x times negative 2 be minus 2 minus 2 square root of 3 plus 4x. And now we do that again to the second term. So we have negative 2 times 3 plus 4x. So we have another minus 2, 3 plus 4x. Then we have negative 2 times negative 2. Kind of messy. And that'll be plus 4 equals x. So now we are going to collect our like terms. So we have a 3 over here, a 4 over here, so that'll give us 7. 7 plus 4x, and then we have negative 2 square root of 3 plus 4x, and then another negative 2. So that would add up to negative 4 square root of 3 plus 4x, and that will all equal x. So now we have another square root, but this time now we only have one, which is good. We could square it now, but it would get very messy because we'd be sort of like what we're doing in this previous step, where we're multiplying these two binomials together, except we'll have 3 terms. And then so 3 terms multiplied together, I think that would give you like nine terms or something crazy like that, and it'll get really messy. So what I would recommend you do is get everything you want on one side except the root. So our root is right here. And to do that, we'll subtract. So we will have negative 4 square root of 3 plus 4x equals x minus 7 minus 4x. So we can simplify that out. So negative 4 2 equals negative 3x minus 7. And now that we have all these terms on one side, we can now square it. We could also divide the negative out right now, but once we square it, it'll be canceled out anyways. So we're going to square each side. And so negative 4 square root of 3 plus 4x. So we square the coefficient in front. So negative 4 squared would be 16. 2 negatives cancel out. And then we have, and then we multiply the root as well. So that would give us 3 plus 4x. And that equals this binomial squared. So instead of writing it out, I'll do the short way. So what I like to do is, so you square the first term. So negative 3x times negative 3x would be 9x squared. And then we will square a second term. So plus 49, because negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. And then what you do is you add 2 of these two terms multiplied together. So negative 3x times negative 7. And this will give you, okay, sorry about that. And now we will expand and simplify this out. So we have 16 over here times 3 plus 4x. We'll just expand that. So 16 times 3 is 48. 16 times 4x is 64x. Equals 9x squared plus 49 plus 2. 2 times negative 3x times negative 7. So I'm going to multiply all these terms together. So this will be negative 9x squared plus 49. Then 2 times negative 3 times negative 7 be minus 42. And then I have to put our x in there. And now we want to set this equal to 0 so that we can solve it. So I think the easiest way to do that would be to subtract the 48 and the 64x. So we have 0 equals 9x squared. 49 minus 48 would just be 1. I'm just going to reorder that, put this over here. And then we have, let's see. Oh, and sorry, made a mistake. Negative 3, 2 times negative 3x times negative 7 would be positive 42. I'm sorry about that. So then we subtract our 64x, so 42 minus 64x would be negative 22x. And then we add the 1 at the end. So this would be your your trinomial. You could try to factor that. I don't believe it's possible. You could also use the quadratic equation, but in some situations you will be allowed to use your calculator. So just do that for today. There we go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So the coefficient, so we have 9 for our A value, negative 22 for our B value, and 1 for our C value. So we go to mode, 4 for equation, 2 for quadratic, and then we have our 9 for A value equals negative 22 for our B value. And finally, for our C value, it is 1. And we get x equals, we'll just round that up to, 2.4 and 0.046. So x 0.046. All right, and now we have our second problem here. You want to build a garden in your backyard. Sorry, sec. You want to build a garden in your backyard, and you have a rectangular space of 240 square feet to work with. So I'm just going to write that down as A equals 240 feet squared. And the length of the garden is twice its width. Okay. And sorry about that. And the length of the garden is twice its width, and you want to build a walkway that runs along the perimeter of the garden. How should you build a walkway to maximize the garden's area, and what are the dimensions of the area? So we have the area of the garden, which is 240 feet squared. And we know for a rectangle, the area equals the length times the width. And we also know that the length of the garden is twice the width. So the length equals 2w. So now we can sub that in to this equation here, and that allows us to turn this 3-variable equation into a 2-variable equation. So we know that the length equals 2w. So that means it equals 2w times w. So the area equals 2w squared. And since we know that the area is 240 feet, we can set that equal to it and then solve for w. So 240 equals 2w squared divided by 2. 120 equals w squared. Then we can square root that. If you wanted to, you could set that equal to 0 and use your calculator on the quadratic mode, but don't believe it's necessary in this situation. So the square root of 120 is approximately 10.96. We'll just call that, just for easy math, we'll just say that's 11. And now we know that the length is 2w, so we can sub that in. So L equals 2w, and since w equals 11, that means the length equals, so that's supposed to be 11, equals 22. And then that's what we have. So we have the length and the width. So what we need for and therefore statement, and therefore the length of the garden is 22 feet, and the width is 11 feet. And yeah, that's how you do one of those word problems. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I'll probably be posting another poll as well to get more ideas for videos. And yeah, that'll be all. Talk to you guys later.